It's Friday, August 15th, just after 11 a.m. in Raleigh, North Carolina, and 8 a.m. over in Victoria, British Columbia, East Coast, West Coast, U.S. and Canada. Welcome to the Big Agent Meeting. I'm Ian Wheatley from KGCI Real Estate On Air, sitting in today for Russ Lagan. When the commission chaos hit in the U.S. last year, a lot of agents were waiting for answers. But inside of eXp Realty, they were built from how to articulate your value as an agent to how to show up online to how to scale without burning out. The next 30 minutes right here on the Big Agent Meeting is all about clarity in the shift. Because if you're still playing the guess and check game with your time, your marketing, or your income model, you're falling behind fast. But not here, not today. Today's Big Agent Meeting is backed with the exact tools, strategies, and next steps that turn agents into operators and momentum into scale. You'll hear from the Senior Vice President of Brokerage Operations, Holly Mabery, on what the rest of the industry still hasn't figured out a year after that supposed commission Armageddon. You'll hear how KGCI Real Estate On Air is going all in on brand building during today's Friday Focus. And if your business is bottlenecked by bandwidth, we've got a solution partner that may be the best hire you've never made. Commission clarity, branding boldness, agent leverage. That's the trifecta coming up on today's Big Agent Meeting, plus insights from Chief Learning Officer Brian Ellington and a peek of what's coming up in about 2 months from eXp Con Miami. But seriously, though, can you believe it's already been a year? There was a moment there right after the NAR settlement was first announced when everything felt like it was up for grabs. Agents panicked, clients got confused, brokerages scrambling. But inside of eXp Realty, we had Holly Mabery. While so much of the industry was stuck in headlines and hot takes, she got on a call with tens of thousands of agents, broke it all down for us, and helped this entire company and industry move forward with clarity and confidence. So now we've been working under this thing for a year. And although the noise has died down, the strategy still matters. And she is here now with her brokerage brief, unpacking what we've learned, what still matters, and where the smart agents are heading next.
You know, it's been an entire year, and it's hard to believe coming through this long, hot summer that just a year ago, the very big focus that we all had was around the NAR settlement and our new practice changes. Well, it's really interesting to look back on the last year and go, okay, what changed? What didn't? Where are we at? Well, what changed? Obviously, buyer broker agreements or that fee for service, we had to have signed before opening a door. And this is what's so interesting along those lines is that also if we were going to show it virtually, we needed to have that agreement signed. Obviously, no offering or compensation in MLS, and that universal standard of compensation that went away as well. But more importantly, we got to see financing rules. Those were clarified over the last 12 months. FHA, Fannie, Freddie, even VA have all said that seller paid compensation does not impact concessions. And I know that was a lot of the angst that we had sitting just about a year ago today. But this is what's so interesting. You flash forward, we've gone through all of these practice changes, we've incorporated it into our business. What's next? Well, I will tell you that plaintiff's counsel in the Sitzer Burnett lawsuit has already filed in July that, hey, they want notice of MLSs, associations. How did you make these practice changes? Please, because they're required to basically enforce. So what's most important about this is they're asking around the timing for the signing of the buyer broker or that fee for service agreement, making sure that everybody is doing that prior to showing, prior to opening the door. You and I are having that conversation. And I know you're sitting there and you're going, Holly, this is old news. We've talked about this. I'm getting it done. Well, what's interesting is in this filing, plaintiff's counsel is indicating this is only their first round. They are going and having these conversations with MLSs and associations, but they could be talking to agents or brokerages. That's highly likely. And you know what? We've got 7 years to own up to this responsibility. Okay, I'm good with it. I'm really not concerned because I know we're all out there trying to do the best, our part on behalf of the client. What's interesting along these lines, though, is as we continue down this path, it becomes really important that you and I really take care of our clients by abiding by these practice changes, but also having conversations. What does this mean to them? And so these are some keys that I want you to incorporate. If you haven't thought about it, especially in the shifting market, now's a perfect time. Continue to standardize your workflow. Many of you put immediate changes into practice, whether it's when a buyer reached out and said, hey, I'd like to see 789 Peach Street this afternoon. Do you have availability at 4:30? Yes, I do. But in order for me to do this, let me tell you how I work. Maybe you sent them a video through a text message. Maybe you met them in advance at a coffee shop or at the office and you had them sign and then you went on your way. What's so important about this is continue that process, that idea that we show up and we have that negotiation in advance so the buyer knows what it looks like to work with you, the services they're going to get, what it's going to cost them. Now, I want to impart to you this. Use the same agreement every time. Standardize your workflow, because the minute you try and do something different or you're doing differences for everybody else, it gets confusing, you miss a step, and maybe you're not giving people the best experience. If you standardize your workflows, it makes a difference. It's root memory and it just keeps flowing. Now, the other thing I want you to look at is how you review your pay structure. What is your fee for service? What services are you providing? We're in a shifting market. And so what does this mean if I'm working with you as a buyer or a seller? What can I expect from you? So really outline what they can get, what it looks like to be as part of your team, like working with you, and how do you take care of clients? You want to set that up at the first meeting. Now, client strategy is such a key part of all of this, because I would almost say it goes into workflow in this changing market. And I know every pocket is a little bit different. I was talking to an agent in Miami, Florida yesterday. Of course, they've got a lot of inventory. I'm out in Arizona, inventory is continuing to creep up. And so I'm having different conversations depending on where in the US you are. What's important here is I want you to think about that strategy that you impart to clients and how you convey that as part of your negotiation and your fee for service. If I'm a listing agent, I want to be talking about everything I do pre-offer, the marketing, open houses, what you can expect, how we go forward together, but then also keys to what it looks like to negotiate. This is what's interesting. Over the last year, many sellers, and the market's been shifting, are still willing to pay not just compensation, but concessions. And that's something as a buyer's agent, I really want to be having conversations around, knowing that a lot of the concern we had around Fannie, Freddie, loans, etc., that's been put to bed. But even more so now, if I've got a buyer who's right on the edge of buying, what can we go get? How can we negotiate? And this is something that's interesting. Reading many articles leading up to today, there's a lot of talk about, hey, compensation has not come down for buyer's agents. Well, no, you're negotiating harder and faster than you ever have. You're also offering more services than you ever have because of this shifting market. And in many instances, your client sees that value in you and they're willing to get you paid, whether it's asking for the seller to contribute, pay in full, or they're showing up to the table and paying you directly. All of that is happening. Now, the final thing that I want to say as far as what's going on is I want you to watch your state regulations. We've been monitoring it from a national level. Most recently, Virginia now requires all licensees, not just residential agents, all licensees have a fee for service agreement when they go to show a property on behalf of a buyer. So commercial, I'm looking at you. This is a big shift for you, where the realty side, we've been dealing with it for the last year, but I'm anticipating seeing more and more legislation come out. Now, what we know is change is constant in our industry, and we are not done yet. So changes to the MLS that are coming, we've talked about this a few months back, by September 30th. And this is the new delayed marketing or exempt listing. Now, not every MLS is going full tilt on adopting this. This was something that was put in place by the National Association of Realtors as a new category for sellers in March. But MLSs have until the end of September to adopt it. So what does this mean? Basically, you can go on the market and not go all the way out to all the internet data exchange or IDX feeds that feed all of the other websites. But what your seller needs to know in this shifting market, what's best for them? And this is where I can't stress it enough. I need you focusing on the client. I want you to understand the changes that are coming to your local MLS because we're going to see a lot of them in the next 30 days. What's so important here is the conversation you take and you sit in front of that client and you help them discern what's best to get their house sold, what's best to get the best buyer for their property, and you're making those proper disclosures. So I want you to walk them through what it looks like to sell in this market, what they can expect, and then also how you would showcase it. Are you leveraging MLS? Are you leveraging single property websites? Are you leveraging Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, all of those things? What does it look like? And then finally, if you've got a client who's like, nope, I have to keep it off market, I'm going to sell to my neighbor, that's fine. We have a form for you. We released this back in April, and we want to make sure that you're using it. It's in your SkySlope library, and it's the seller advisory risk to limited market disclosure. Basically, we just want them to know. We want them to sign off because sometimes life changes, and we want to help our clients understand everything in this market. You are the resource they need. You are that resource that gets them across the finish line. And you can do that by each day educating them a little bit more. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Happy anniversary to the settlement. And we'll just keep on doing what we do best. Take care of the client.
That, friends, is some real leadership. While some agents were watching their inbox for lawsuits and their MLSs for missing commission fields, we here at eXp Realty had answers. We had strategy, and we had Holly. And now we have ourselves a new buyer process, better client conversations, and a brand that is built to last in a new market. If you're with eXp, be proud of how this leadership showed up during all that chaos last year. And if you're still figuring out how to stand out in this shift, well, now you know how to plug into the Big Agent Meeting every week, and subscribing to the eXp Realty YouTube channel is the best way to stay in the know. Believe it or not, it's coming up in just 65 days. eXpCon is headed back to Miami this year, and as a fan of The Office, I'm not ashamed to admit how excited I am for Emmy-nominated writer, Tony Award winner, best-selling author, and acclaimed producer Mindy Kaling to be delivering this year's keynote. It's one of four. Yeah, 4 can't-miss general sessions October 20th through the 22nd. But what I'm most excited for this year is the return of the Path. Paths are back. And when there are 80-plus breakouts for all levels of agents, there comes some time for some choices. And those paths really help because this year eXp University is turning it up with some fresh formats, expert panels, and real-world strategies from the names of eXp Realty's future. So be sure to tune back into the Big Agent Meeting to hear what's coming up at eXpCon in a little more than 2 months. And if you haven't yet, scan the code to register. Also, did you know that you can screen capture QR codes for those of you that are watching this on YouTube on your phone? And for those on the go or listening right now on KGCI Real Estate on Air, that website is expcon.exprealty.com. Well, speaking of my beloved KGCI Real Estate on Air, here's something to sink into a little bit. If you're like most agents, you have yourself a good brand, but it's not a clear one. You might be thinking, I know I need to be showing up more. I just don't know what to post or how to say it or who I'm even talking to half the time. And that's why branding often feels so overwhelming, because it's hard to stay consistent with something that isn't clear in the first place. You keep tweaking, you keep testing, you keep overthinking, and you still feel invisible. That's why we're here to KGCI Real Estate on Air in today's Friday Focus. It's all about branding like you mean it, and it starts right after the Big Agent Meeting with my bombshell conversation I had on Tuesday as part of Real Estate on Air Live with Holly Kitchens.
Your brand is who you are, not who you aspire to be. I think that's another mistake a lot of people can make, and then just letting the world know that in a cohesive, consistent way with the look and feel of your brand.
That moment from Holly is simply our jumping off point. Right after the Big Agent Meeting on KGCI Real Estate on Air, we are diving into 6 hours all about branding with the strategies and tactics that you need to stop blending in and start standing out. Because you don't need another good idea. What you need is a system that actually works. So scan the code, search KGCI in the App Store or Google Play, and download our always free real estate on-air mobile app for iPhone and Android. And if you miss any of the Friday Focus, we'll have everything from today on demand later today and tomorrow, as well as on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you like to listen. Research driven. 2 words to perfectly describe your Chief Learning Officer, Brian Ellington. You can find him in The Lab over the eXp Realty YouTube channel. And in today's Lab Notes, he's joined by Tony Glenn.
Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to eXp University's The Lab. I'm Brian Ellington, and I am joined today by a special guest, Mr. Anthony Tony Glenn from Oceanside, California. Now, if you're not familiar with the Liberty Group, you should be. $1.1 billion in real estate sold, 3rd year with eXp and 3rd year Icon. Tony, thanks so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, let's jump in. So 1.1 billion in sales, and you've never cold called, and you've never done the things that a lot of real estate agents kind of fear and slog through in terms of building their business. So how do you do that?
So basically what we did is we created a vertically integrated company to where we are generating business off social media and community outreach. So we have a very unique way of generating business. Our niche is around 70% VA loans, which is a recession-proof niche. And essentially what we're doing is we're growing our 71 agent team nationally. So that's basically what we're doing.
Yeah, I see you're MC, US MC, Semper Fi, and that's kind of your tribe, right? I mean, we talk about this a lot in real estate that, we all get out of real estate school and we think we're just going to shout out, "Hello, world, I'm a realtor," and everybody's going to respond all at once. It's not the case. And so figuring that out takes a lot of agents a long time. Question, why the military veterans and military families as your tribe?
Oh, that's very easy for me to answer. So Connie and I, my business partner, we were doing VA loans for ourselves. Initially, I was an investor, and then we graduated from thinking that we needed a real estate professional to buy investment properties, which we didn't, as you all know. So she became a real estate agent. I became a real estate agent, and then we had a small mom and pop brokerage in Southern California, and then we just became the go-to people for VA home loan benefits. So it kind of exploded because we started to partner with other veterans, and then that's how we all got started. And the reason why the military niche is because, for one, I served in the Marine Corps from 1996 to 2016. I'm 100% disabled combat veteran, and there's just a lack of information going out to service members that are looking to invest with their VA loans. So we're looking to build that out with eXp, with y'all's with the borderless model that we have, in order to recruit realtors that are looking to help veterans nationally.
Well, and when you and I first got started, you kind of set my world on its head because you started talking about investing as a veteran using some of these products. And I was like, wait a second, that doesn't make sense because you can't use VA loans to invest. But that's not necessarily the case. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yes, there's a couple of ways that you can utilize the VA loan product. Number one, if a joint VA loan, right? So let's just say you and I did a joint VA loan. Your income can substitute for my lack of income to purchase that multifamily, as long as me as the veteran live in the property. That's the first thing. The second thing is house hacking, right? So the VA loan does allow you to do a VA rehabilitation loan to buy a property that is, not in demand, and then use the equity position to rehab the property. So when you close on it, the after repair value is higher. And then the third way is to do the cash out refinance. So the beauty of this is that the VA loan has two different types of loans that you can do. There's multiple ones, but I'm just going to cover the wave tops of the best ones. The one is the cash out refinance, which you can do 210 days after the first mortgage payment. And then the second one would be the rehabilitation loan, or the third one could be the VA construction loan. I can buy or build a fourplex property with no money out of pocket, close on that multifamily, and not have 2 construction loans for the land and the rehab. So there's a multitude of things that you can do as long as the veteran lives in the property. So what I've seen in the past couple of years is just, there's a lot of people just don't know you have so many options. But those are 3 ways. The 3 top key ways: VA construction loan, cash out refinance, and the VA rehabilitation loan, and complementary to the construction loan or the multifamily loan that you could do.
Picasso said, "Good artists borrow, great artists steal." And you've built quite a machine and a mechanism. And hearing you, man, I could see myself all day long doing this. We got Camp Mabery here. There's San Antonio's got the Air Force Base. There's great opportunity anywhere you look, really. In most major cities, you're going to have some opportunity. Instead of inventing the wheel myself, how do I plug in? How could I, like Picasso said, steal your brilliance and build my business off of that?
Well, a couple of ways. Number one, get in our Facebook group. See what we're doing. It's called Win in Real Estate. We're looking for more EXP agents that are looking to get our referral-based business. We have partners that we pre-qualify those leads, and then we put them on the Facebook group. So Win in Real Estate, we have 4,800 people in that group. So do that. And then also, if you're looking to plug into the base, we've already built the Lamborghini. All you got to do is get in and drive. We have a couple of things that's available for any agent interested in building their military business. Number one, we have a certification training that teaches you how to build your business around what we're doing. It's a Win in Real Estate certification course. And basically what it is that we teach you exactly how we've done what we do for veterans. Number two, we will come to a theater near you. So if you have 50 or more people that you want us to come out and teach the VA loan for, we will fly out to you. Okay, teach the VA loan masterclass, which is trademarked. And then you'll get those leads. We'll partner with you on a referral-based thing, and we'll help you advertise for that. And then number three is we do have a transitioning program that by the government that allows us to go onto the military installation and teach veterans about the VA home loan benefit. So if you're near a military installation and you're a veteran seeking to get out of the service, we have a government program that allows us to do an apprenticeship with you for 180 days to where you can become an EXP agent. Now, you can't go anywhere else. You got to come on board with us now. So if you're looking to do that and you're looking to help grow that business, we already have the certifications for that. But we want more EXP agents to know about our two programs. One of them is the brand ambassador program, to where we teach you about VA loans. And then the other one is the government transitioning program. If you know any veterans or military spouses looking to get into real estate, they get paid for 180 days as an active duty member, wherever their pay grade is. And then they can become a real estate agent with us if they'd like to, but they can go anywhere. But we would like them to come on board with us. All right. We're looking for a few good realtors to partner with.
Love it. All right. So WIRE, Win in Real Estate on Facebook, and then some of the other avenues you mentioned as well. Tony, final words for somebody thinking about getting into this, final advice.
Yes, the final advice that I would give anyone is that realtors, listen, focus on the people over the profit. It doesn't matter what's going on with Zillow, Redfin, all of the other people. If you are solving a problem for veterans or anyone out there, the money will come. You know, you can't have good fruit with bad roots. So set your foundation on getting good systems in place.
You can catch the full conversation of The Lab with Brian Ellington dropping next week. Be sure that you're subscribed to the eXp Realty YouTube channel so that way you don't miss that, along with the other conversations from eXp Realty leadership, top producing agents, and fresh trainings to level up your real estate business. Have you ever been so busy you wish you had a clone? Not another assistant, not another CRM. I'm talking full-on, trained-up, get-things-done version of you. Because let's face it, this market's moving, inventory's tight, conversations are more complicated, clients are more cautious, and your to-do list hasn't seemed to have gotten that memo. You're not short on business. What you're short on is bandwidth. And here at eXp Realty, we're stacked with the best tech, stacked with the best solutions. And it is our agent advantage. And this week, we're introducing you to MyOutDesk. They're not just a VA service, they are a full-scale leverage partner connecting you with real people who've been trained to support real agents in real time. So if you've hit that point where you know you can't grow without more help, the next level to closing more deals is MyOutDesk.
Good morning. My name is Megan Patterson. I am joining you today from MyOutDesk. We are a virtual assistant company who has proudly supported eXp agents and brokers all over the nation for over 10 years. We have found with great success that eXp agents and brokers succeed well with a virtual workforce to leverage their real estate businesses. That's why we're known as the workforce that works for the eXp solutions community. We started in 2008, and so this is our 17 years of actually operating globally in the virtual assistant space. Our people help eXp agents with all sorts of skill sets and contributions to enhance their real estate book of business. You can see a little bit of our community here, this growing family of virtual assistants, and our company has been reaching a height of over 2,600 globally in our 18 years of doing business. A lot of ways the agents and brokers within eXp have utilized our virtual talents are what we call the mod growth stack. The reason why we call that is we've seen these different roles within eXp brokerages help agents and brokers focus on what they do best, closing deals. The growth stack you can see has about 5 different virtual assistant skill sets that are specialized everywhere from transaction and listing support over in our administrative space. We have marketing virtual professionals that help with both social media enhancement as well as any sort of listing promotion, just listed, just sold type of content sharing to your leads and nurtures lists. We have amazing working professionals who do agent support, appointment setting for agents, lead generation, database management, and then of course we do back office support, anything from helping you with your commission support to administrative needs of cost management and bookkeeping within your brokerage. The Mod Growth Stack helps agents and brokers do everything from front of office support, calling and nurturing cold leads to warm leads nurtured into closing deals, and then administrative support anywhere on the back end, again from transaction support, marketing support, and accounting support. Helping you scale your business within eXp is our mission. We've got a whole team of individuals to help you talk about how our professionals can help you. Just look for us over at the solutions website, and one of our consultants will talk to you about the many services that can help you with your brokerage. We're proud of our track record with eXp agents. Again, we first started serving eXp family over 10 years ago and serve hundreds of eXp professionals throughout the nation and the globe. We have been recognized from lots of different media sources over the years in our 18 years of doing business, which is why we are the top real estate virtual assistant provider within our space. We've been recognized by TechRadar, Analytics Insight, and U.S. News and World Report, and we were just listed this past week in the Inc. 5,000 fastest growing companies. We appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Our consultants are right there standing by to help you brainstorm ideas on how our services can help your brokerage exceed all of your goals for this coming year. Thanks so much for listening in today, and we can't wait to help you with some virtual assistant help from MyOutDesk.
There you go. Generate leads, coordinate listings, and get yourself some help running all that day to day with MyOutDesk. So much of what you see each and every day here on the eXp Realty YouTube channel comes from the tender loving care of eXp University. From conversations to trainings to research-backed courses, there's a lot to love about eXp University. If you're plugged in there, you can go anywhere in this industry. Let's check in with the admirable and amazing Alyssa Speck to find out what's going on this week with eXp University.
What is up, everybody? Alyssa Speck here, back again to talk about the eXp University lineup for this coming week. Now, if you are looking to grow your listings, show up with a little bit more confidence and lead at a higher level, You are not going to want to miss what we've got coming up next week. So let's kick it over to Monday and take a look. Monday on Level Up, we have Jessica Ross in the house. We're talking over 290 deals closed, 11 mil plus in volume. Now, Jessica is out of Myrtle Beach, and she is going to show you how to win listings with confidence, how to work both sides of the deal, and turn your buyers into loyal repeat referrers. So that's on Monday. Then on Thursday, we're back at it again with another executive masterclass. This is your weekly leadership download powered by eXp University. Guys, every Thursday, we feature eXp's top leaders bringing practical tips, smart strategies, and you do not want to miss it. Tune in, take notes, sharpen your edge. Then we're back again on Friday, back here at the Big Agent Meeting with Leo Pareja. Guys, this is the moment. We've got Leo here in the house for a vision-driven, tech-forward, agent-first session on what's next for real estate. So join us for that, but we're not done yet. Back again on Friday, we're back with the Lab Podcast with Harriet Hinson. So we're closing the week with some wisdom. Now, Harriet Hinson is a veteran Atlanta realtor, a Zillow Flex partner, and a co-leader of the Dream Market team here. She's been in the market over 29 years, and she's going to talk about staging and strategy and coaching and an unshakable family-first culture. Guys, this one's for the agents who are serious about their staying power. So guys, we've got a fire lineup for us. Do not miss it. Block your calendar, tag your team, and I'll see you there.
As always, thank you, Alyssa. And that's a wrap on this week's Big Agent Meeting for August 15th. I'm Ian Wheatley, sitting in for Russ Lagan. From commission clarity to branding boldness to the learning tracks that drive it all forward. If you are here, it means you're not just showing up, you're building something that's going to last. Remember, your edge in this market isn't about hustle. It's all about strategy, and strategy is exactly what lives inside of the Big Agent Meeting each week. So make sure that you are subscribed to your eXp Realty YouTube channel. How do we do? We love your feedback. Scan the code and remember that screen capture trick from earlier in the show. Let us know what you want from the Big Agent Meeting next week. And don't forget, you can dive into branding all day over on KGCI Real Estate On Air. Otherwise, from Alabama to Alberta, iConversations is coming up next.